Howdy-o, Yop Tower. It's Yop here with some more Yoppie news, plus the podcast stuff that surrounds it. So why don't I just go ahead and address the elephant in the Yoppie room here for a moment, guys. I would like to apologize for the previous video that we released. I felt like it was a bit lower in quality than our usual Yop Tower standards. And part of that was just because, I was very busy at the time working on some more Zeta Project timeline video stuff, which I can't really talk too much about right now. We're kind of in a stage of development here where we got to get a little quiet, I'm afraid. And this kind of happens with a lot of things. You see it with AAA games, you see it with movies, you see it with just basically all kinds of things. Military operations, just, people have to stay hush-hush a little bit, because if things end up leaking out, then, the entire plan could be ruined. So we're gonna keep our lips a little sealed on this one, but there's some really big stuff going on behind the scenes with the Zeta Project timeline video. You guys just remember you're in good hands here, and I'm working diligently day and night to make this dream a reality. And really, can you actually get mad at me for, taking a little break, just a little break? Meanwhile, the pod tower's over here taking 5 weeks off because they're working on other videos and having children and everything. Very disrespectful and very unprofessional, if you ask me, to have a child in the middle of your podcast. That's something that you wait until your podcast series is over with, and then you go ahead and do. So yeah, I don't know, clearly this was not thought through. I don't know who's managing their schedules or something, but whoever it is needs to be fired immediately. One day I hope to have my very own Yoppie receptionist, and when that day comes, I would expect that they would hold me to a certain standard. We're not just playing it by ear over here or something. Like, what we release here, aside from the last video, is some grade A content, stuff that a lot of thought goes into, a lot of work, a lot of passion. Those are 3 words that I don't expect the pod tower to be imminently familiar with. And, we just do it out of just the love we have for both our Yoppie community and for the DCAU and everything that it stands for. And we just hope to show that in just everything that we put out there. Again, aside from the last video. And I do have some more information to share as well, but for that, you're going to have to wait until after Yoppie News. Now, I was informed by our editor, Gaddy, that the previous episode of Yoppie News had some issues rendering out. And so we do apologize for that. Basically, we're just going to air that episode again, but this time fixed up a little bit. So, again, apologies for what happened last time. People get busy and you gotta make cuts somewhere. But, it's not for a child, it's for the Zeta Project timeline video. At least I'm busy for the right reasons, So yeah, let's take it over to Yoppie News and hear what's going on in the world today. Take it away, Yop. Yoppie News. Hello all, and welcome to another episode of Yoppie News. You might be noticing there's a little something different about my desk here. Let me just grab that here. Now, if you could see what this is, which you can't, it is in fact a canister, you might say, of Kroger lemon-scented disinfecting wipes. And this is one of the larger containers. I got this a couple months ago. And let me tell you, this thing really comes in handy as someone who does not have your standard cleaning utensils. I'm kind of a neat freak, so it really comes in handy. The lemon scent, let's just... Okay, it's kind of... Hang on. All right. Kind of lost some of its scent, actually. I still smell some of it, though. Let's see what the ingredients are here. Maybe you can make your own at home. Here we are. Active ingredients: octyl-decyl dimethyl ammonium ammonia. Octyl-decyl dimethyl ammonium chloride, and that is a 0.0909% implementation there. Then, right after that, we have dioctyl dimethyl ammonia. Okay, let's start over. First ingredient: octyl, decyl, dimethyl. I need my glasses. Hang on a second. Okay. Octyl demethyl ammonium chloride. Then, following that, subsequently, we have dioctyl demethyl ammonium chloride, my personal favorite. Okay, this is the third one. Didycyl. Didn't I already read that? No, that's dioctyl. Do not confuse your didycyl with your dioctyl. Common mistake. Didycyl demethyl ammonium chloride. Now that is only a 0.0545% implementation into the Kroger brand lemon-scented disinfecting wipes. And right after that, we have alkyl. I guess just alkyl. Do not flush. Did not know that. Well, that would explain all my plumbing issues. All right, well, yeah, so that pretty much ends today's episode of Yoppie News. Yeah, I gotta admit, guys, we did not have time to get the news today, so yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, see, I tell you, that Yop guy, what can I say? He seems like a up-and-coming star right there. There's some real talent behind that voice. Anyway, so I did promise that I would give you a little taste of something to come here, and taste might be the right word for it because I am planning a special little video to come out on the channel here soon. I know that normally we specialize in like podcast / news type content. However, I figure, why not expand into some other avenues? And so I've got some plans for that, and the next video I think will really kind of show like our chops when it comes to just like, again, growing into other fields and other industries, because eventually when we end up taking over the pod tower and getting, all of the respect that we're owed back, we're gonna be taking the world by storm, essentially. And when a brand is flourishing, they're not gonna stop on one thing. Google wasn't content just being a search engine. They expanded into being a social media platform, and that's how we got Google Plus and everything, and success followed. So, I'm not necessarily saying that we're going to be the next Google or anything, but there will be a certain household name kind of element going on here where you can talk to anybody. Talk to a little kid going through kindergarten or an old man just coming into the old folks' home and ask either of them, hey, you know what the Yop Tower is? And they'd be able to answer it immediately. So yeah, we got some really impressive and fun stuff coming up, so just keep those eyes peeled, and we'll catch you guys next time with something that I think you will really, really enjoy. All right, until next time, Yop Tower, bye-bye.